Tra-la-la. That's my Captain Underpants voice. This is my review for Captain Underpants, the first epic movie. And no, I'm not behind with this review. Australia just got it after a couple months behind America, and I assume a lot of more other countries. Australia finally got this movie, and I've been pretty excited for it. I've seen a few trailers actually at the cinemas, and it looked pretty fun. It looked like a really fun movie. I'm the age when these movie books came out. I was reading them as a young kid. I don't think a lot of kids nowadays read them as much. But I was at the perfect age going to this movie, and honestly, I loved it. That was a shitty pun, I apologise, but I really enjoyed this movie. I mean, it follows the story of the two kids, Harold and Greg, I think their names are, played by Thomas Middleditch and Kevin Hart. And their principal, Ed Helms, you know, is this uptight bitch of a guy, and he just hates them on, and they hypnotise him and turn him into Captain Underpants. And then from that, they build on a villain played by Nick Kroll, who comes into it and tries to take the laughter out of the world, which is definitely an interesting point. And also Jordan Peele's in there as Melvin. For anyone that's seen this movie, he's Melvin. That's crazy. You gotta watch this movie and be like, that Jordan Peele? Alright, I can dig it. But this movie was a lot of fun. Initially I thought it was going to be a normal kids movie, a few laughs, nothing special. But I think it was more than that. It was an enjoyable superhero movie. You know, it wasn't the go-to superhero movie, but they explained his origin story at the start of the film. They gave us some cool scenes. They gave him, you know, some fun superhero stuff about him, you know, the classic villain stuff. As well as a lot of fun. They did a lot of fourth wall breaks, a lot of talking to the camera, a lot of, you know, stuff like that was really fun and enjoyable. And they stuck in some, you know, sock puppets and flashback sequences. There was a lot of fun. It was a lot more extra than I thought it was going to be. They didn't just give us the same kids bullshit. They gave us a little bit of extra, and it was a fun time. The thing about this movie that can be questionable is the humour. I was laughing my head off this pretty much the entire movie. I was really enjoying myself, as well as my two friends sitting next to me were bursting out in tears as well. But some of the jokes I think are higher up in, they're a bit more adult-based jokes that the kids might not get. But saying that, there is a lot of kids' jokes that, you know, a lot of the adults won't laugh at, but the kids will be like, oh, poopy pants, and, you know, love it. And that's the thing, I'm not sure where this is based at, but I think it was a very broad spectrum of who the audience was. I don't really think it's a fun kids movie, a fun family movie, and I think a lot of people can come to enjoy this movie. The characters were very funny, very likeable, you know, and they kind of developed. They kind of, you know, it was more than just a superhero kids movie. It actually kind of showed us a little bit of, you know, character development in this character, and showed them you know, it was a lot about their friendship, and it was, you know, it was good. And I really enjoyed this movie in the end, guys. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. I thought I'd enjoy this in more of a guilty pleasure way, but I ended up enjoying this in a decently good way. I had a lot of fun with this movie. I think a lot of people are kind of on the edge of, it was a lot of fun, or, you know, the humour was stupid, I didn't like it. But in my opinion, I really enjoyed this movie. I'm giving it a B-, which is a really crazy rating for a movie. You know, for an animation movie. It is DreamWorks, but, you know, generally I don't give crazy high ratings to comedies or kids movies, because they're, you know, very one-dimensional. I think this is more than one dimension. So I definitely recommend you guys go and see that. If you're an adult with some kids, go and see that. If you're a 12, 13-year-old kid, go and see it. If you're my age, go and see it. It is for literally everyone. I think everyone can get something out of this movie, definitely. As always, guys, you can press that subscribe button to keep updated with my reviews, and they are updated. I literally saw this movie a few hours ago, as well as pressing that like button if you've already subscribed. You can comment below and let me know what you thought of the movie, but of course, have a good one.